Good morning, here is Developing Stories. My name is Remy Allen. The swearing-in ceremony for the newly appointed members of Ondo State Civil Service Commission will hold today. The event is expected to take off at the Cocoa Conference Hall of the Governor's Office by midday. The Deputy Governor, Right Honorable Speaker and members of the State House of Assembly, Chief Judge, all ESCO members and political appointees are expected at the event. The Ondo State House of Assembly had earlier screened and confirmed the appointment of 3 members of the State Civil Service Commission sent by Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. As part of efforts to enhance their welfare and improve productivity, National Youth Service Corps members deployed to Ondo State will henceforth receive a monthly stipend from the state government. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa.
May I have your permission to dismiss the guards?
Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time,
the environment. A total of 1,423 corps members are expected to be part of the mandatory 1-year service for the batch after taking the oath of allegiance. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa says no efforts will be spared to make the state an investment haven by making it conducive for businesses to thrive. Governor Aiyedatiwa, who played host to a delegation of Nigeria Backbone Infrastructure Limited at his office in Akure, held President Bola Tinubu's special interest in the state by referring it to investors. The governor described Ondo State as a big market which is open to more investors due to its abundant natural and mineral resources. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole completes the story.
Determined to further open up the state to investors towards boosting its economic growth, Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa received in audience a delegation of Nigeria Backbone Infrastructure Limited, led by its Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Henry Owonka.
CEO Nigeria Backbone Infrastructure Limited.
Mr. Owonka, who applauded the governor for his administration's drive to make the state an investment haven, expressed the readiness of his organization to contribute to its economic growth.
Our program of investment cuts across multiple sectors. This goes from agriculture, energy, transportation, seaport development, healthcare, and so on. We prepared and presented an investment program to Mr. President in Qatar during a state visit. Our program and our group will be bringing investment on a yearly basis of $6 billion over 22 years into Nigeria to address all this infrastructure gap. Based on the sectors and the areas that we've identified, as the gentleman has mentioned, Ondo State plays a critical role, and the port that we're interested in building is the deep sea port. We're also very interested, is the governor's permission to develop and build a constructed refinery here in Ondo State.
Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa while thanking the visitors for choosing to invest in the state, said his administration will not relent efforts at promoting the economic prosperity of the state and the people.
You mentioned the areas that you're looking at. You talked about you are vast, you have potential in developing the agri sector, the energy sector, health, but more particularly you zero in on the deep sea port, which is very dear to us here in Ondo State. That is one investment that we cannot wait for it to start to come upstream, even though there are processes. And well, we've started with the first phase, which is the port declaration, getting the license, which we have already. We're just trying to tidy up one or two things regarding that. Today, you know the price of PMS and AGO, because we're importing them and it's been affected by the foreign exchange movement. Everybody has brought so much hardship to our people. And if we have local refineries that will refine all of these products cheaper than the price we're importing, it'll be better for us. So we cannot wait for you to come about reading. Our arms are open, wide open to have you in as soon as you can.
The governor, who called on the investors to focus on agriculture by taking advantage of its abundant resources as the largest producers of cocoa in the country, appreciated President Bola Tinubu for selecting the state as one of the few beneficiaries of the investment initiative. He expressed his government's commitment to improving the security architecture of the state to further promote investment at all levels. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
Significant move aimed at improving electricity supply in Ondo State. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has inaugurated a committee to oversee the transition period of regulatory oversight transfer from the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission to the Ondo State government. The committee's principal mandate is to develop modalities for the improvement of electricity supply within the state, ensure smooth transfer of authority from federal institutions to the state, and enhance local governance and control over electricity for the benefit of the people of Ondo State. Members of the committee include Tunji Ariyomo, who is to serve as chairman, while the special advisor to the governor on energy, Johnson Alabi, is to serve as the vice chairman. Other members of the committee are Mrs. Iyabo Adefemi, a former regional head of BEDC, and Olumayowa Ajumobi, the director of planning of the Ondo State Power Company, while the state coordinator of the Ondo State Electricity Regulatory Bureau, Stephen Bolawole, will serve as the secretary. Benga Akeju will represent the Transmission Company of Nigeria as a member of the committee, while the BEDC has been directed to nominate a representative. The governor said the committee is a vital step towards achieving the goal of a more efficient and locally controlled electricity regulatory market. Meanwhile, the Transmission Company of Nigeria has suspended the planned power outage on the Osogbo-Akure and Ado-Ekiti 132 kV lines. The outage was earlier scheduled for 2 months, according to the BEDC Electricity PLC. The head branding and corporate communications BEDC, Evelyn Buin, in a statement said the suspension is still further notice. BEDC had earlier informed its customers in Ondo and Ado-Ekiti that TCN is scheduled to carry out maintenance work on the 132 kV Osogbo-Akure transmission line for 2 months. A herdsman, Isa Ibrahim, along with 4 others, have been sentenced to death for kidnapping and killing his father, Adamu Ibrahim, after collecting 3 million naira ransom. Other convicts sentenced by the State High Court sitting in Ede include Latif Bello, Abramoh Soliu, Bello Ibrahim, and Jolanobi Sahi. They were arraigned on 4 counts of conspiracy, kidnapping, and murder. Alongside the mother of Jolanobi, simply known as Ajibola, was later discharged of the offences. They pleaded not guilty to the alleged offences, but the prosecuting counsel from the Osrc State Ministry of Justice, Moses Aremi, called 3 witnesses, including 2 sons of the deceased and a police officer. He also tendered evidence against them, including a stool and club recovered from the house of Jolanobi, where the deceased was kept at Owodiede after he was kidnapped in April 17, 2017. They kidnapped Adamu from his house and took him to the house of Jolanobi, demanded ransom of 10 million naira, and later reduced same to 3 million naira, which was paid and delivered at Shagamu in Ogun State. But the deceased was in their den. The veil on his face fell off and recognized his abductors, after which they killed and dismembered his body and threw the parts into Osun River to cover the crime. The deceased, through their various counsels, denied their involvement and entered a no-case submission. The presiding judge, Justice Kudirat Akano, while delivering her judgment, said the prosecution counsel was able to establish that the convicts committed the crime of conspiracy, murder, and kidnapping, as established in their confessional statements and the evidence given by an eyewitness who is also a prosecuting witness. And that ends Developing Stories. Many thanks.